The first round of matches in Gold Cup 2021 have come to an end, and so far, in most games, it's about what you'd expect. Here is my rundown. Starting off Group A, Mexico versus Trinidad and Tobago to open the tournament, and wow. Mexico dominating the game, 83% of the possession, dominating the shots, 30-4, and yet this was a 0-0 draw. The Trinidad and Tobago goalkeeper Marvin Phillip was absolutely fantastic in this game, stopping some grade A chances, being absolutely amazing in net, and Mexico somehow, despite honestly probably should have won this game 5-6-0, failed to score. And apparently they had a goal that was controversially called back for offside. That wasn't in the highlight package. I didn't see it, but I've been seeing the discourse online. That's unfortunate, but with VAR and all that, and also just Concacaf being Concacaf, that happens every once in a while. And honestly, this is a game that Mexico should have won by more than 1-0, even if they were going to only win 1-0 from that goal that was called back. Just absolutely incredible performance by Trinidad and Tobago, really giving themselves a solid shot at qualifying for the quarterfinals by picking up a point with Mexico. And for Mexico, honestly, they played fantastic. Like they dominated the game in every aspect. They just got goalied and were not able to find a finish. They play like that, they win 99% of the games they play like that. So, like, I don't really know if you can say, oh, they didn't play as well as they could have, because that's the game they should have won. The other game in that group, El Salvador versus Guatemala. Guatemala replacing Curacao, as that team had several positive COVID tests and could no longer compete in the Gold Cup as a result. El Salvador takes the expected 2-0 victory, controlled the possession, controlled the chances, probably could have won by a bit more than 2-0, but they got the expected result out of that match, and so El Salvador goes in to the second match day on top of Group A. Group B, Canada beats Martinique 4-1 in the opener. Canada, before the tournament starts, a bit of a disaster in camp as Alphonso Davies is injured, tears a ligament. Bayern Munich says he's going to be out for about 4 weeks. So Canada's best player, and arguably the best player in this tournament, is out for the tournament. And also Scott Kennedy, the defender, also is unable to participate in the Gold Cup for Canada. So Davies and Kennedy are out. Frank Stirring and Gutierrez from the Vancouver Whitecaps is in. Canada, though, bit of a shaky start. Lexington early goal to Martinique. Great on Martinique to get a goal against Canada, especially considering the fact that they haven't played a competitive game since 2019. But Canada comes back, wins the game 4-1 pretty easily off of a absolutely lights out fantastic performance by Tajon Buchanan. That guy is ready to go to Europe ASAP. And overall for Canada, offense looked great that game. The defense, very shaky. So against easier teams like Martinique, that shouldn't be a problem, but as the group stage goes on, when they start playing teams like the US, like when they get to the quarterfinals, if they play Costa Rica, Honduras, Jamaica, any sort of those teams, the defense needs to shore up or else problems will arise. Other game in Group B, the US beats Haiti 1-0. It being just 1-0 is a little bit of a disappointment for the US, although again, it is their B team versus a Haiti team that's honestly quite solid, and also a Haiti team that's very stingy defensively. But like El Salvador, well, they maybe could have won by a bit of a larger margin. The US got the result they expected, put themselves in very good position where now all they need to do is get a win over Martinique and they're into the quarterfinals. To Group C, Jamaica versus Suriname. Jamaica wins this game 2-0. However, Suriname did have slightly more possession and slightly more shots throughout this match. Jamaica, though, was the expected team to win, got the result that they were expecting. Although, honestly, for this Jamaica team, they probably should have done quite a bit better versus Suriname. This is the Jamaica team that's being hyped up to potentially make the World Cup, or at least challenge to make the World Cup. So only beating Suriname 2-0 in the opening match of the Gold Cup, that's a disappointing result for them. They probably should be winning that game by quite a bit more if they are all that they are hyped up to be. Other match in Group C, Costa Rica beats Guadeloupe 3-1. Again, no surprises here. Costa Rica was the heavy favorites to win this match. 3-1, the fact that Guadeloupe got a goal is actually slightly surprising to me. And another game, both the games in this group I thought probably going in should have been won by more than 2 goals. But another just 2-goal game. But yet again, well, it was maybe a little closer than the Costa Ricans would have liked. They still got the result that they expected. They still got the result that they wanted. So, well, it may not have been as dominant of a performance as they would have liked. They still are exactly where they were expecting to be in the standings. And finally, the Group D matches from this week. Qatar versus Panama, a 3-3 draw. What a game. I'm kind of mad because I watched the first half, and then the first half was kind of slow, 0-0 at the end of the first half. I was halfway through a movie, so at halftime I decided, screw it, I'll finish the movie, miss the first 20-ish minutes of the second half. And when I turned back onto the second half, I had missed 5 goals in the span of 25 minutes. And yeah, that was not a fun realization for me. Qatar, defending AFC champions. So for Panama, getting a draw out of this game is huge. The addition to Qatar in this tournament really, in my opinion, screwed Panama over because they would have been a favorite to make the quarterfinal. And now in a group of Honduras and Qatar, it's going to be really tough for them, and I thought it was going to be really tough for them. So to get a draw off of Qatar means that right now Panama is right in the mix for that quarterfinal spot and for the ability to knock Qatar out of this tournament if them and Honduras end up going through. The fact that these two teams drew each other means that it's all going to come down to how they perform against Honduras, where in my opinion both of them are favorites to lose, and then against Granada, where obviously they're both favorites to win. So this could end up being, if they both lose to Honduras and both beat Granada, it could be a goal differential determination to see who goes on to the quarterfinals. So this right here is the spot to watch for the quarterfinals going into the next 2 match days. As for Panama, absolutely huge for them to get a point out of this match, to draw Qatar. If they had come in, lost Qatar in the first game, that probably would have been the end of their Gold Cup. So for them to get that draw against Qatar, this is them pushing to make sure that Concacaf didn't screw them by putting Qatar into this tournament and put them in a position to potentially knock out Qatar, who's the defending champions of AFC in the group stage. And after the tight-fought, incredible 3-3 Qatar versus Panama game, we end the first match day with the biggest blowout of the first match day. Honduras beating Granada 4-0. Again, Honduras, heavy favorites to win this game. Granada, compared to the other 3 teams in this group, seem quite a step behind. It's probably the biggest gap between the first 3 teams and the last team in any group in this Gold Cup. So Honduras getting the expected result they wanted, getting the result by the scoreline that was probably expected of them. Granada didn't play absolutely terribly. They had a couple nice chances. Possession-wise, they didn't let Honduras completely run away with it. It was actually probably quite a bit closer than the scoreline suggests. Honduras were just heavy favorites to win this game, are favorites to win this group in my opinion, and after match day 1 are in first place in Group D. So that's the rundown of what happened in match day 1 of the 2021 Concacaf Gold Cup. Only one real surprise in Trinidad and Tobago miraculously tying Mexico with only 17% of the possession. That game right there, honestly, is just wow. Like, I'm still trying to wrap my head around just the statistical probabilities of Trinidad and Tobago tying that game with all the stats heavily favored in Mexico. So now we move into match day 2. Some big crucial games that will have major implications for who qualifies for the quarterfinal coming up are El Salvador versus Trinidad and Tobago, Canada versus Haiti, and Honduras versus Panama. Those 3 are my 3 must-watch games for this round of matches. Hopefully this should be another great round of matches, as this Gold Cup has already gone on to quite a good start, and maybe, fingers crossed, we see some upsets. So that does it for this video. If you liked it, hit like. If you want to see more of my stuff, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Link is down below in the description, and I will see you next time.